So most powerful citations you need to create for SEO value, going straight to it. There's 1,000 citations. You can do 1,000 things out there. What do you spend your time on? Like as business owners, we have to figure out how to get more leverage. We have to get more leverage. We have to figure out what to spend our time on and the most valuable things to spend our time on. And so we're going to go through that today, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this over to you. The name of the game with SEO, with Google, is to get Google to value your business online. You already have a valuable business offline. We just need Google to now see that. That's the whole point. So anyone says, hey, what's SEO? They should give some kind of answer around this is the game. That's the whole game. And then when Google values you, you go up in rankings and all these cool things happen. But Google has to value your company online. So example of this is think like customer referrals, right? Google's your customer referral, right? I go, hey, you should move XYZ moving company. I don't know if you've heard of Unicorn Moving Company. You should use them. Well, now suddenly to this person I just recommended, Unicorn Moving Company is much more higher on that list. They're much more potential. That's the game we're playing with Google. So how do we do that? And we're going to be doing that through citations. And so one way to get Google to value your business is through citations. Most powerful, trusted websites out there when it comes to local businesses. Let's name a few. You guys will find out I'm actually not that smart. I just can take action on some of this stuff because this is all I do every day. What are some of these most powerful, trusted websites out there that comes to local businesses? One of them is the Online Mafia. Who's that? Yelp. Yeah, exactly. Yelp's a powerful online website that Google trusts. Who else? Angie's List is another one. Home Advisor. Thumbtack. What else? What do we do? Maybe you don't do, but what do a lot of people do? Maybe sometimes I do. When we wake up in the morning, we're a little tired. We open up and we turn on Instagram, start scrolling, Facebook. Okay, these guys, Google Maps. Okay, these are the most powerful things. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to go through this list. I'm going to share with you. These are the ones you need to make sure you have not only owned under your belt, because these are online assets that you should own as a business owner. Okay, you need to own these bad boys. Okay, you need to make sure they're verified because there's no point of owning something that's not verified. And you need to make sure your company is on there. And we're going to go through how to actually do it and what's the most important side of it. Okay, so Google Maps. This is, in my opinion, the most important one. How do we get on Google Maps? It's through Google Business Profile. This is what we talked about earlier on. We've got to make sure we're on that. Another one, Apple Maps. Okay, we want to make sure we're on Apple Maps. These are not random citations, to be clear. These are very important, powerful citations. We'll find out why these are important, why I'm telling you today, because there's a little loophole if you're ever working with a company like me. Bing Places is another one that we want to go and get our business on and verified in. Number 4 is Facebook. Facebook Business Profile. We need to get our business on there. Instagram, so that whole Meta platform, we want to get a business profile on Instagram. Yelp, he whose name shall not be named, the Online Mafia, which also, by the way, in California is not the Online Mafia. People love Yelp in California. Business owners still don't like them, though. Angie's List and Thumbtack, I combined them because I ran out of space on this slide right here, but you can go Angie's List and Thumbtack. And the last one is the Better Business Bureau, BBB. We all hate it. We hate Yelp, we hate BBB, and some of us even hate Thumbtack, okay? But the name of the game is to get the leverage out of, right? Like, you're here for leverage. You're here for value. You're extracting value from me, from Austin, right? We have to extract the value we need to extract out of them, whether we like them or not. It's like the Facebook. I don't have Facebook. It's like, okay, well, how do we get the most value out of that? Great, let's get Facebook and get in this moving company group, right, or whatever it is. Okay, most powerful citations are right there. Does anyone need it?
Real quick,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on Nextdoor as like an emerging platform, like some of those?
Yeah, so thoughts on Nextdoor as an emerging platform, I think is a important platform, especially if you're getting up and rolling. Because think about it, what is the game it's building its business off of? It's building its business off of referrals. That's like you're going there and getting referrals and people are doing that. I just don't have as much experience in it. And depending on where you're at in your business growth, right? At the beginning, maybe more, but as you start growing, as a business owner, we got to figure out where our leverage and our time is being spent. And I may argue ignorantly that it's maybe not the best time or the best place to spend your time as a business owner. But if you're like, I need to get some stuff going right away, great place to go on there. Cool. Anyone need to take a photo of this? You written down. All Gucci? Gucci. All right, why these citations are important. We've already gone through it. These are the ones that Google trusts the most. These are one that people are most likely to click on as they trust them. So now we're talking about the user experience, what actually is valuable there. And they are used most by online users, okay? So think people use it. We like people because they give us money. Google likes them. And people use it. So these are like 3 powerful reasons to do it. So these are the ones that will also rank the highest when you search the brand name. This is important. When someone goes online and types in, remind me of your name, Horizon? Horizon Moving Companies, because grandma referred them to another grandma, happens all the time, and they go online, type in Horizon Moving Company. What's popping up? It's real estate. We want to pop up. We want to own that entire first page. When they Google Unicorn Moving, Sarver Moving, right? The hope is the first thing that pops up is your website. That's the first thing. That's a really good sign that Google understands your business. Plenty of times your business is not the first thing to pop up. What is? Facebook, Instagram, Thumbtack, Yelp, Angie's List. Okay, that's why these are so important. All right, so here's the problem. Unless you've done this manually yourself, you probably don't have them built or verified. Now, I'm making a bell curve assumption. Some of you guys sitting here probably already have it. Most of you guys probably don't. And you're like, but Travis, this is for you. I use an SEO company. I'm sure it's already on there. Here's the problem. Most SEO companies won't build these because it takes a lot of manual time to do. And I have random things falling out of my shirt. Hey-oh. It takes a lot of time, manual time to do. And aggregators, right, softwares that a lot of SEO companies will use to like build citations, they won't build these because they're manual. You can't do this automatically, okay? Here's another problem. And if they are being built by your SEO company, like we build these for you, okay, it may not be verified because you have to verify it yourself. That's the hardest part. We can go spend the time to build it, but then each one of these has a very rigorous verification process, like through a texting of a phone number. They need to talk to you personally on some of these. There's a lot of verification that goes in it. So a 10-minute job that it takes for you guys to go verify it takes a company like ours out weeks on end sometimes to get in touch with you and plan that phone call to be like, hey, are you ready for a phone call? It's coming in.
So you do that, you will go and be like, hey, you got to do something with us to verify you get online?
Our company does that for our clients, but even for us, it's a pain in the butt because it takes so much time and verification efforts, okay? This is why I'm trying to go, hey, if you can do this, we'll build thousands of other citations. These are the powerful ones. Make sense? So what happens? A verification code needs to be sent and verified. 10-minute task turns into weeks because you guys are freaking busy, and it makes sense, okay? But again, leverage of time. Hey, Travis, where should I spend my time on SEO or on my visibility? Make sure that Unicorn Moving has all these under accounts, knows that you guys own them. That's going to be the biggest driver and the biggest value add-on. Your SEO company can do everything else, but at least you go, we own Apple Maps, we own Google Maps, we own this, and now you have that, okay? So now I want to teach you how to build them and build them right. And it's not that hard. You can take a picture after, of course, if you like. I need this slide later on. So it's the power hour, building them yourselves. It takes about an hour, I would say, to build all of these, and maybe 2 hours if you're drinking a beer. To get them, to make them and verify them. Yep. So building these as an owner is not as hard as you think. It's fast. It's one of the most powerful things you can do for SEO value as an owner, okay? Here's how. Number one, you need to find out if you have a listing by Googling it. So you can start, like, do you know if Unicorn Moving has a Apple Maps listing? No. You don't know. They probably do, but you don't know. So we got to go, hey, Unicorn Moving, BBB, Horizon Moving, BBB, Sarver Moving, BBB, Mountain Moving, BBB. And you'll find out pretty quickly if you have one, okay? Now that you know you have one, you go find the listing online by Googling the listing, okay? So like you're like, hey, I want to create an Apple listing, okay? So go on to Google and type in Apple listing, and the first thing that'll pop up is the business access for Apple listing. If you're like BBB, type in create a BBB listing. Same process will happen. Then you're going to go and create an account with the company if it's not already there, okay? A little bit bigger companies, you may have different people who've already done this. Smaller companies, you may not. Like, it just depends on where you're at in your business. Make sense? So you're going to go and create an account with a company. Again, password, username, you want this. This is assets for your business. This is what I want you to thinking about. Number 4, you'll either have the listing already, okay, or you're going to need to confirm that you own it, and you'll begin to create the listing, and you just follow their steps. Okay, so it's not too hard. So far, you guys with me? You're glazing a little bit. And then that's it. But here's the last thing. You go, okay, it's fine to create the listing, and it's fine to verify the listing. We just need to make sure we do it right. If not, it's a big waste of our time. So how do we optimize them while we do it? So here's the things you need to know. You need to make sure that the listing is accurate across all these powerful listings. For you, all you need to do is, you can do it yourself. You can just email, who's your account manager?
Josh.
Yeah, just email Josh and be like, hey, Travis did a presentation on these powerful listings. I just want to know which ones we have and which ones are verified. And make our team do that work for you. And then whatever's not listed or not verified, then you can take that extra step on it.
You're talking about changing the address. Like, we just changed offices and just going through all the platforms and change.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, and what I mean is, like, if you're like, I don't know if I have all 10. If you don't know that, let us do the hard work on that. Yeah, check with them, make them do the hard work. Okay, so you need to make sure that the listing is accurate across all these powerful listings, right? And what you're like, what information? Okay, the most important thing is to make sure that these items are the same for each location. Does anyone have multiple Google Business locations here? I think I creeped on you guys. You all have one.
Gonna be pretty soon.
Okay, you're going to be pretty soon. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so not yet though. Okay, great. So you all have one listing, so it's easy. Okay, the company name. Okay. You don't want Sarver Moving, and then another one to say Sarver Moving and Storage, and another one to say, Sarver Moving and Shakers or whatever. Like, they all need to say the same exact thing. Now, for like you guys, because I'm a creeper, right? Yours on Google Business, on your Google Business profile says Austin Movers at the end of it, right? Right? So, we'll put aside how risky that is coming up in the next year, but you don't want to say Austin Movers. You want to say, forget the Google Business, leave that the same. But for the other ones, you want to just say Unicorn Moving, right? So it's risky because Google is working so hard to make our lives miserable. And the way they are doing, yeah, there you go, very hard. And the way they're doing that is, in the past, people have been able to make Google Business profiles like nothing. Like, I could just create and just say, I'm here and my business is here. And it was so easy. There's a guy in Canada, and I won't say his name, but he had 185 Google Business profile listings across Canada. 185. All of them except like 10 were fake locations. Think about Google. They're going, we don't want fake stuff. We want our users to have a good customer experience. How do we do that? By making sure that the stuff they see is real. And so they're making sure that these listings are real. Coming down to, they're going to the government website and being like, show me that you have an LLC at this address.
Or make you send a video in.
Or make you send, that's the easy side now, is like a video verification. We have clients that are getting, like, we need to see your DBA. We need to see your legal address attached to this. They're going as deep and as hard as possible. Now, what I don't want you to do is be like, oh my gosh, I need to have all this ready. The game of business is risk, right? How much risk are we willing to take, etc. Okay, but so I say all that to go, they're making it hard to verify these listings. And so what's happening is, because of that, they're going down and go, I don't want the listing to be stuffed with keywords. Kentucky movers, long distance movers, local movers, residential movers, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Google's coming down, and they're in waves are going, boom. If they see that kind of stuff, they're suspending it immediately and going, verify this. We already had a client that had that happen, and it got taken down because of that exact reason. Now, I'm not telling you that today it's going to happen, but I would argue that in the next few years, if not in the next few months, that is a risk you have if you have Sarver Movers - Austin Moving - long distance movers or whatever. So company name, address, phone number. I know you guys hear this, but like, this really is an important stuff. So company name, address, and phone number. I need a time limit, or I will go for like 2 hours. Still good? So you can just compare this to your Google Maps listing, assuming that you already have that. If you don't already have that, then create the Google Maps listing, and whatever that address is, that's what you want. So whatever the address you choose, whatever the phone number you choose, and the company name, like, just make sure it's the same across them all. If you're like, hey, Travis, I've got a tracking phone number that I put in on these, well, now you're playing a little bit of a dangerous game. Even though they say, like, oh, that's totally fine, we've seen problems with that. Make sense? Oh, and by the way, your website needs to match this as well. Now, when I say, sorry, let me finish this. So when I say it needs to, it doesn't need to. It's like best practice. I don't want to scare people here to be like, oh my God, my whole life's over. Like, we still have a business to run. This is marketing and SEO. Like, this is a little lower on your priority list. All right. If it's not the same thing, you have the ability when you build it, you take ownership of it to make the changes. Okay, great. So we know what needs to be the same. Are we all clear on what needs to be the same on these listings? What needs to be different? The final thing is you need to make sure that each listing description is different. Okay, unique and not the same. So what will happen is you'll get an SEO company or you'll get yourselves and you'll just be like, here's our about us description. You'll copy and paste it to all of them. This is like the cherry on top. This is like the cocktail's made. Okay, so don't worry too much. Like, it's not the end all be all, but like a cherry or in a garnish, this will really help and like bring it home. This is, the description needs to be different. So when you're filling this out and they ask for a description of the company, although it's easy to copy and paste, you want to just make sure the description's unique, even though there are similarities and similar information being shared. If only there was a platform that could kind of change it up for us automatically. ChatGPT. Okay, cool. Moving on.
I thought they had different things in there to find out if you use ChatGPT.
It's a whole nother topic. So yeah, let me just put my professional opinion that we have internally. AI is not bad in the eyes of Google right now. AI is not bad. Why? Because what does Google want? Valuable content, valuable information, a good experience. And if you have ended up leveraging AI, Google's come out and said, AI is totally fine. What they don't want is regurgitation, the same, not valuable, not that good stuff. I don't even know how to build a website. We've built plenty of websites using all AI content, changed a little bit, SEO stuff, and it was pretty much all AI built, and they rank great because it's about the value we're delivering. Make sense? My whole thing with business, everything we do, whether it's marketing, whether it's business operations, it's what is the value we are creating? How do we create more value and accelerate our value as an employee, as a company? So you'll hear me say the word value a lot. That's where it's coming from. All right, how to extract more lead opportunities from what you already have. Okay, this one will go a little faster and we'll bring it home, and then you guys will be like, good, I don't want the shoeless man to keep talking. All right, extracting more from what you already have. I'm going to assume you already have traffic, potential customers, and people coming to your website. I'm going to make that assumption that there's some kind of volume. If not, I'm just saying, talk to me, right? I might be able to help. Here is what this looks like, okay? Postcards are being sent out. Give me some other ideas. Past customers are referring your business. Realtors are sharing your business information. They're like, you got to use Sarver. These guys are great. Mountain Moves, they're phenomenal. They're competing. People finding you on Google. They're just Googling you, right? All these people from everywhere. Grandmas telling another grandma at the bocce club going, oh, my grandson just started a moving company, right? Whatever it is. They're all going there. And where are they coming to? People are seeing your trucks. Where are they all going to? Your website. They're all going to your website. They're all going to Google. They're typing in Sarver Movers. Remember your company name again? Huh? Horizon. They're going typing in Horizon Mover, Smart Moving. They're going online. They're typing it in. Okay, and they're clicking on your website to just learn a little bit more. Are every single one of these that Googles you ready to buy or in a position to call you up for a move right now? No. Because a lot of times it's midnight and I'm doing this because my wife just asked me to start finding some moving companies. Or I'm at work. Or I've got something else going on. Some of them are ready. Some of them need the next day. Some of them are going to need the next day, and then something happens and 2 trucks break down, and next thing you know, the day's all gone, and you're like, I'd do that tomorrow, okay? That's what I'm trying to paint the picture of. They're interested. They're eager to find a moving company, but it may not be that perfect time yet. It may be 2 more hours. You may need another day. They may need 3 more days, whatever's going on in their life. Are you tracking with me right now, the picture I'm trying to paint? Do people get busy? Do they get distracted? Life happens. So what do? My goal is to help you then extract and capitalize on this opportunity. So how do we get in front of their faces immediately where they're at, even though they've already visited your website, but they've done nothing with your website? You don't have their contact information. How do we do it? Retargeting ads, okay? How do we win with retargeting ads? So I'm going to give you some tactics, some information. I'll give you a little gift at the end. Okay, so retargeting ads. What retargeting ads are ads that appear on different platforms in front of people that have visited your website recently. Okay, So these are ads that are going to show up on, I'm making an extreme example, CNN, Fox. But more importantly, they're going to show up on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Has anybody ever seen my ad, by the way, on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a retargeting ad. You only saw that ad because you came to my website, even though I don't have your information, okay? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's the whole beauty of it. So it's like, all right, so you can put these ads now anywhere. You can spend your time doing 1,000 different retargeting ads at 1,000 different places. But if we are to choose one place to do it, where would we want to do it? Let's just think through it. In the social media platforms, which social media platform, relatively speaking, and is still social, and we're not talking business, aka not LinkedIn yet, okay, still social, but has a generally speaking more affluent and or age-appropriate audience of people who move? Facebook and Instagram. So if I were to be a betting man, and if I were to have a moving business today, and I'm going to leverage my time and go, what's the one thing I need to spend my time on? It's retargeting with Facebook ads and Instagram ads, okay? So what happens? A user, oh wow, he really updated this. This is great. A user comes to the website, okay, does nothing. You don't get any information. Leaves the website, and then your pretty face or your company's logo comes on to their social media feed at midnight when they've gone to bed and they scroll, or at 6 in the morning or 4 in the morning when no one's going to answer the phone and they've now seen your ad twice, right? Or they're at work and they went to your website, got distracted, got a meeting called in, and then they're chilling on their way driving or whatever it is, and you keep showing up. Now, if they're looking and they visited 3 companies' websites, okay, and let's just say you all have roughly the same reviews, who's going to be top of mind in all of this? The person who he keeps freaking seeing on all his social media platforms. So that's what we want to do. How to create a wow experience, and hey, using smart moving. So super move or smart move? Smart moving. JK, creating a valuable wow experience. Okay, this is the last thing, and I promise we'll be done. Let me share with you how many users look for a moving company. Okay, this is I wish someone would do this for me. I know you guys are probably like, I already know this, but just it's kind of out of a body experience. Okay, what happens? They decide to list their home for sale. Okay, they're like, hey, I think it's time to move, or the apartments, right? They begin looking and thinking about logistics about 30 days or so before the move. And if you're on Google Local Guarantee, day of, apparently, okay? And number 3, at some point, they begin searching for a moving company. Number 4, they ask their friends. They go online to find a moving company, somewhere around there. They Google movers, moving companies near me, best moving companies. Movers Austin, movers Round Rock. Okay, those are the things. They're either going online and Googling movers, they're asking a friend or a family, or they're just Googling some variation of this. They look at the reviews, okay? They look at the websites that come up in the maps or at the top of the searches. So they're starting to just look at the real estate that they're seeing on Google, okay? They pick about 2 to 3 companies, and this is proven because this is what I did. They pick about 2 to 3 companies to call and or most likely to fill out a quote. And oh, by the way, the easier the quote, the more likely I am to fill it out. And if you ask me how many boxes and couches I have, I'm running away from your website because I don't have time for that, okay? Number 7, they then get busy with life in the day-to-day. Then what happens? Apparently they list their house to sell again. Number 8, sometimes during the day or the next few days or within the week, they finalize a moving company based on their interactions, the scheduling, the feeling, and the price that they have calling you. Then what happens? They confirm the day with you guys and the estimate and the booking. Then they wait until most likely about, at least what I did, the last 2, more likely week and a half to pack as fast as you can, okay? So far, does anyone disagree with that? No, it's about right. Now before I move on, if you're going, how can I start thinking about marketing differently? How can I start creating value in my marketing? I've just listed all the stages that you can focus on. Well, let's work with realtors. How do we get to know more realtors so we get a little more referrals? They begin thinking about logistics. How do we help them in that area? How do we get visible here, okay? They get busy with life in the day-to-day. How do I help them call us in the busyness of the life of the day-to-day? Oh, retargeting ads, right? They schedule, they confirm, they wait until the last week. How do I start here? So what I want to focus on here, how do we create a valuable wow experience, and it will help with SEO in the long term? They confirm the day and the estimate of booking, and then they wait until the last week and a half to start packing. How do we create the wow experience, leveraging SEO, leveraging your knowledge, decreasing your cost of your teammates, okay? How can we build that value to the customer, increase traffic to our website, decrease wasted customer service time on the phone, and build our SEO authority and rankings over time automatically? Huh? Yo, are you ready? I'm on edge myself. Questions plus blogs plus smart moving. We want to leverage your frequently asked questions, morph them into a blogs or a page, and then share that page timely manner with your customers using some of the smart moving features. Or if they call you over the phone, hey, do I need, like, I just moved, so it's fresh in my brain. And I was like, do I need to pack the stuff in my drawers? Yes or no? Depends. I don't know. I don't know this stuff. You guys do. So instead of having your customer service person answer this all the time on the phone, be like, that's a great question. Here's the answer to it. I'm also going to send you a listing, a link, and on there has a bunch of the questions you're probably thinking through because you're a freaking procrastinator the last week and a half. All the questions you're thinking through that might really help you. Now they're not calling you or texting you or emailing you 2 days before the move asking all the questions, because that's what I did with my moving company because I didn't know, okay? And now you're leveraging that. And oh, by the way, now you're driving traffic back to your website, and now Google sees that you have a blog or a page on your website that people are spending a lot of time on. Wow, do you think that's helpful? I think so. All right, so how do we do this? So in Smart Moving, you got an opportunity booked place where you get, I think these both only do emails though. SMS, I think, should come soon. And Austin will talk about this in a little bit about what's coming down the pipeline with Smart Moving, but you've got an opportunity book section and a job reminder section, okay? These are things that are automatic, okay? Well, in here, you can have in your email, hey, you're gonna have 1,000, this is the line, you're gonna have 1,000 questions leading up to your move. I've created a page that you can go through every single one of these questions. And oh, by the way, if we haven't answered one of them, click the little chat button or email us. And then guess what? Then you can start adding and building this more value. It can be a one-time blog, like, hey, do I need moving insurance for my move? I mean, every time you're like, well, 60 cents per pound, and I don't know, and then TV, I can't sell you it depending on the state. Like, all these things, like, create the blog so you can send that to somebody, right? Create the one-pager, okay? So we can leverage these tools here to not only make it automatic and drive down your customer service time and all the hourly money you're spending, but you can make it automatic and put it right in here and answer the question now a week and a half, or in this case, a couple days before, but soon a week and a half, or your team can send it out. Week and a half, I'm getting a text message and or email that says, hey, you're probably thinking, do I need to pack the stuff in my drawer? Because you're probably waiting to the last minute to do that. By the way, you do, or you don't, or whatever it is. Cool? So here's how that works. You're going to take your customer frequently asked questions that your team fields. Your sales team's probably getting them. Your customer service team, you probably already know them. They're probably already on the website, okay? Take those. Oh, yeah, do I need to pack my items from my dresser or drawers? FYI, we won't pack the propane tank. Apparently that's a thing. I had to do my own propane tank. Didn't know that because I don't know that. But I was like, hey, I've got 3 propane tanks. They're like, yeah, we can't do that. I was like, well, okay, I didn't know that. Like, that's some good information. Now, is it the end of the world for me to drive it over there? No. But I wish I would have put it in the 3rd time I've been over to my house. I wish I would have taken it there because now my wife's doing all the running back and forth of the little stuff, and I don't want her to have to do the propane tank, whatever the reason is. But this is the little stuff that you go from like, I moved to like, I moved and, oh, it was great. They told me, you can't have a propane tank, right? Am I charged for the lunch break? I know it sounds normal, but like, I don't want to be charged for your lunch break, okay? But you're taking one, so am I charged for it? And this, I asked this, and I'm telling you guys, answer the question for the customer because I didn't know. I mean, I knew, but I wanted to know, like, what's a good, like, do I tip $100, $300? Like, is like $10 a guy, $20 a guy good? Like, do I tip the movers? And if so, like, what's an average tip? Like, make it easy on me. I don't want to think about it. I've got too many things. Hey, $20 per mover is perfect. You have 3 movers. If you could do $60, that'd be super generous. Great to know. Done. Here's $20. And I would probably rather do that because if I'm thinking about it myself, I'm like, here's $20 to the head guy. Make sense? What about my clothes in my closet? What kind of insurance could I get to protect myself? All these questions you can put into blogs or on one page and then send it to them throughout this experience, okay? So you take your customers' frequently asked questions, you turn them into a valuable blog, either a one blog like, do I need moving insurance? Probably would be a really good blog, but like, do I need to pack my stuff in my dresser drawer? Can probably just go on a prep page, like, unicornmovers.com/prep. Make it easy to memorize for everybody so you can just tell them and send it and text it, right? Starvermovers.com/prep. You guys, so you're working with us, right? The best way to do it, let us do all the hard work of creating the page for you. You've got to do this unique work that only you know best of, like, what are the valuable questions, okay? So now you're taking that, you put those into the Smart Moving email or SMS feature so that they're getting this information when they book the job, when they confirm it, and the day beforehand. And oh, by the way, if you want the extra touch, you're texting it to them maybe a week beforehand and be like, hey, I know you're probably packing now because, like, life happens and you got to do it late. And then you get to have your team, your sales and customer service, or yourself send these links for answers. Hey, do I have to do that? Yep, you do have to do that. Here's why. Also, there's a lot more questions you're probably not thinking of. I'm going to just send you a link real quick and go through that. Dude, thank you so much. You see how the experience, and now we're driving traffic back to our website. So now we're hitting all fronts. Make sense? Here's an example. This was a moving insurance one. It doesn't look as pretty as it should, but, like, it's like pearsonmoving.com/FAQs/moving-insurance. Don't worry about the URL structure. Just worry about they've explained what they're required to do, who they can contact for other insurance, et cetera, et cetera. And that is it.